You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it.
We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.
Welcome to the NBA OG Crew Betting Show. And yes, I'm hosting, not Skee Profit. Skee's producing. He's on the road. We wanted to do a show for it. It's a huge card, right? It's a big card. Our last card before Christmas for the NBA. They're off tomorrow, but they're back with the 5 games on Christmas Day. And we will be here to get you ready for the 5 games on Christmas Day tomorrow. We will have a show for you tomorrow. But Trot, WAM is in the house with me here, and we will go rapid fire through this slate. Wham Bam, how are you doing, my friend? Things good?
Oh, man, everything's good with Banoff. Happy to be here. Blessed to be here with you. Blessed to be here with the chat. Like you said, we got a big slate today, right before the Christmas show, which is going to be tomorrow, like Babano just mentioned. No Skee on the background. He's in the background, but no Dutch. And we're just going to go through this real quick.
That is rapid fire. Get your track shoes on. We're going to play with pace like half the NBA or most of the NBA does these days. They play with pace. We're going to play with some pace here on this edition of the NBA OG Crew Betting Show. So let's get into it. Huge card. We'll begin with Brooklyn taking on Philadelphia. We've got the Sixers, 10-point home favorites in this game, 219 the total in this matchup. You know, when you look at Brooklyn here, it looks like Cam Thomas still out, Drake Powell, Haywood Highsmith, and but it does look like Terrence Mann is probable for them for the Sixers. We got VJ Edgecombe, the very strong rookie, questionable. We've got Dominic Barlow questionable. Joel Embiid looks like he's going to suit up. He's probable, but no Oubre, no Quentin Grimes, potentially no Quentin Grimes. Actually, he's listed as questionable. So Tyrese Maxey will play. I took Brooklyn here, plus 10. I just thought a few too many points. Philly right before the holidays at home, laying a big number. Been seeing some of these bigger dogs kind of come through, some of these ugly ones, but Brooklyn's not as ugly right now. They're starting to play a little bit better basketball. You know, they do miss the offense of Cam Thomas, but we've seen Michael Porter Jr., others step up for them of late. I just think few too many points. And I like that with Jordi Fernandez, this coach for the Nets, he's got this team trying hard every night. The effort's there. You know, and I find they're getting a little bit better as far as their recent current form. So, like I said, I took a little piece here of the Brooklyn side. You can get them at plus 10. Wham, anything you're liking here with Nets, Sixers?
Yeah, I guess I'm on the same side with you, but I'm on Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5 points. He's hit this total 4 of the last 5 games, which is one of those games where he was kind of already like a little ill or some shit like that. I think he gets back to that. This is one of those games where I think stats will be accumulated like we normally say, even though this is a short total. This expect to be some sort of defense, but I do think that he's been their guy all year long. So Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5 points.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'll take it there, Mark. Thank you. Or Chris, I should say. A nice call on the Hornets, he says. We'll take it right through the back door. It wasn't looking good. They were down by almost 20 in the fourth quarter, but Cleveland kind of called off the dogs, took their foot off the gas pedal, and Charlotte got the cover there, plus 9.5 for the best bet on the show. We'll take it for sure. By the way, how about Cleveland last night? We'll get to them. They didn't cover with Mitchell going off, Garland going off, Hunter had a big game. They got freaking Dean Wade and others like with double digits in scoring last night. They still didn't cover.
Sam Merrill was back.
I know. And they still didn't cover. I mean, they got about as good an offensive game as you could have gotten from multiple players, and they still didn't cash a ticket. So that's we'll get to Cleveland in a bit. I've got an opinion on them coming up. First, though, Washington, Charlotte, next game. Charlotte, 6.5, 7-point favorites, 238.5 the total in this game. I was kind of interested in Washington here. It looks like, though, for Charlotte, they're going to have LaMelo Ball, Con Kneppel, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges are all in. Kalkbrenner's questionable. And it looks like as far as, Plumlee, Grant Williams still out for them. Back-to-back for Charlotte is the concern. Rest advantage here, obviously, for Washington coming into this game. Washington's actually been a sneaky little point spread covering team of late. So this number going up, I get it. Charlotte's the better team, no doubt. But I don't know. The more it goes up, the more I haven't bet it yet, but the more it goes up, the more I'm leaning Wizards here, getting 7. I'm interested maybe. Tough spot for Charlotte, right? It was a good effort last night against Cleveland. Cleveland kind of blew it open late, but back-to-back with travel. not the easiest situation for Charlotte. Not a strong opinion, but I might have a sprinkle on Washington here at the 7. What do you think here, Wham, with the Wizards and the Hornets?
Yeah, I think it's just like you said. It's a bad spot for Charlotte. I don't want to be here, and it could be a lot of other things on their mind. It's Christmas coming up, y'all. They about to be off the next few days. Charlotte never plays in Christmas, so they know they knew they were going to get this day off. They have these plans already locked in, and they can't wait to execute them. So I don't think they really cared too much about this game, but I think that Washington probably is going to catch them off guard, especially with the information with Cam Whitmore. That's big news in the NBA there. So I think that's going to show some of these other guys they're going to have an opportunity to be able to get more opportunity in the near future. So this is a preview to what you probably to be able to see from some of these players. So I like some of these players. I ain't really get enough time to look into who do I like more. Like you said, some of these guys are questionable. Alex Sarr, Marvin Bagley, and even our guy, Cool Breeze. We want to see if those guys are going to play here or not. So I'm going to just still out on the props, but I do agree with you. I think Washington is probably a good play.
Cool Breeze, also known as a one-hit wonder in the hip-hop circles in the late 90s. Their one big hit was Creatine. I remember it. I got people who still on parole, on house arrest. I remember that song. Back in the day, it was like late 90s. It was a banger, but it was like the only hit they had, Cool Breeze. It always reminds me of that song when you mention that.
I say that. That's funny.
Yeah. All right, Milwaukee and Indiana. We've got Milwaukee, 1.5-point road favorites, 218.5 the total here in this one. I lean Bucks here. I honestly do, but man, Milwaukee isn't playing great basketball. It is definitely a good spot. It's definitely a Milwaukee spot. You know, they've been off since Sunday when they played Minnesota, but they lost that game 103-100. They did cover as a 7.5-point road underdog in that game. They lost to the Raptors at home before that, got blown out by Brooklyn. They've lost 3 in a row. It just seems like everything is completely discombobulated right now for Glenn Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks, losing 5 of the last 6. But it is a spot advantage, rest advantage. Indiana's coming in back home on a back-to-back after losing in Boston. Pretty good effort from the Celtics. They led a good chunk of that game, the Pacers, but they ended up losing by 8, 103-95. It's tough, man. I could only back Milwaukee. It's just such a much better spot for them than it is for Indiana. And you know, they were playing with playoff revenge in the previous meeting earlier this season against the Pacers, and they won that game, Milwaukee. So they did show up to play they did show up to play Indiana and beat them earlier this season, playoff revenge. But I don't know. The things are just so out of whack with Milwaukee that I don't know if I want to lay a small road favorite price with them, even with the spot being in their favor. So I haven't bet it yet. Probably won't.
Is bad for your health.
Hey, he's paying attention in the background. Our guy, Steve Moffitt.
Hey, that's funny though, because he just pressed it out of nowhere. Hey, that's funny. No, you know this is a backwood though, and I will just say the only reason why I give Indiana the edge is because they played pretty tough against Boston. They did give it up in the fourth quarter. I was able to make my money back that I lost with them. The reason why I didn't win my best bet yesterday. Because of the first half, they covered that first half, had a great second quarter, fell flat in the fourth quarter. I was able to get Boston money line on the show with Jimmy last night. Shout out to that. But other than that, I kind of do feel like how you feel. I think Indiana has the slight edge here, but nothing I want to do. This is a backwood, but it's exotic because of what happened last night.
Yeah, thank you for the correction there, NBC. The Cool Breeze was an artist, not a group. Not a group. That's good. You're right. You're right about that. It's just, yeah, it was a single person artist there, not a group. But yeah, it was a great banger. Check it out. Look it up for you youngsters out there. Cool Breeze, Creatine, Creatine. Look it up. It's a great song. Great hip hop classic from the late 90s. Better than the stuff you hear today, but that's another story. All right, next up, we've got Toronto and Miami. We've got the Heat, 5.5-point favorites, 227.5 the total here in this game. Wow, Raptors are just on some crazy up and down, waves lately. I mean, they go through the great start to the year, and then they go through a little losing streak without RJ Barrett, and then they win back-to-back on the road against Miami and Milwaukee. And now they've lost 2 in a row against Boston and Brooklyn, back-to-back over the weekend. So very streaky bunch. the Raptors. Looks like for this game tonight, still no R.J. Barrett, still no Jakob Poeltl. For Miami, no Tyler Hero, no Nikola Jovic, and no Terry Rozier for them. Miami revenge. They just lost to the Raptors recently at home. Miami pass for me. I didn't bet it, but I would only look at the Miami side here, laying the points. Wham, what do you think? Any opinion here? Toronto, Miami.
Yeah, just because we got so many games, I'm going to say this is a backwood, but I think Miami is falling off. They've been losing way too many games. If they lose this game, I'm really going to start fading them. I'll just say that.
Is bad for your health.
I'd lean with the under, quite honestly. And I'm not an under better, but I'll tell you when I think I would lean toward an under. This could be it. Toronto's an under machine right now. They still have issues offensively, minus R.J. Barrett. I thought by now they'd have a way to try to fix this, but we're just not really seeing it right now. So could only look maybe at a Raptors team total under. I mean, they only scored 81 points at Brooklyn over the weekend. Not exactly what you want to see. So maybe you look Raptors team total under there as well. All right, New Orleans, Cleveland. We've got the Cavs 9-point favorites, 248.5 the total here in this game. Total's already been blasted up. I totally agree. I mean, 11-point move though. Holy shit. 237.5 all the way to 248.5. But you can't bet under with these two teams right now. Like Cleveland is not playing any defense. They couldn't care less about playing defense right now. The Cleveland Cavaliers. That's why Charlotte came through the back door and covered against their ass last night in that game. So I already bet the over at a better number, and you damn sure better believe it that I'm on New Orleans here, plus the points against Cleveland. 0-6 against the spread their last 6 games. It's back-to-back for both teams, right? They both played last night, so it's a wash. Yeah, New Orleans has to travel. Cleveland gets to stay at home, but I still think it's way too many points. And look at this Pelicans team. Pelicanos, as our guy Dutch says, they're playing good ball right now. I like what I'm seeing from this group. They're certainly scoring right now. There's no doubt. They finally got Zion Williamson healthy for a streak of games, which has been good to see. Trey Murphy's been great during this stretch for the Pelicans as well. The bench has played better. And like I said, for this Cleveland team, they got great performances out of everybody. Wade, Allen, Garland, Mitchell, Dean Wade, like I said, they all scored a ton of points last night, and they still didn't cover the closing number last night against the Charlotte Hornets. So give me the New Orleans Pelicans here, +9. I got 9.5. I still like it at 8.5, 9. I think there's another close game. You cannot trust Cleveland to win by margin right now. I sure can't. What do you think here, Wham Bam? Pelicans, Cavs.
Yeah, it got to be the Pelicans here. This is a quick look at the team that they playing now compared to the team that they beat 28-100 earlier in November. And I think this is a total different team. Having those guys coming off the bench, like you said, Zion and Poole, that shit is just helping them out offensively, being able to be consistent. And I love the way that they're embracing the rookies, embracing the young guys. And they haven't been playing that good of defense, but they still have been competing on that end of the floor there. So it's just that, it's a rookie, man. He's gonna get smoked there. And last night it was AD. I mean, shit, AD was gonna do whatever the fuck he wanted to do against Derek Queen. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. But I would say this too. They won that game after the Dallas Mavericks was able to show up a little bit. So I like the Pelicans all the way, and I think that over is a good spot. I definitely just don't trust the Cavaliers, especially at home. So it's got to be an early look. Pelicans first quarter, full game for me.
All right, there we go. Good stuff. All right, on we go. Next game, Chicago, Atlanta. These two teams just playing each other again, apparently. Atlanta, 4-point favorites. How about this total? The highest total on the slate, 254 with this Bulls and Hawks total. That being said, as high as it is, do you really want the under? These two teams, this last game is unbelievable. 152-150 for Chicago. 302 points. 302 points in the basketball game. 302.
That's crazy as fuck.
Total points in that game. You want to bet an under? Knock yourself out. I'm not doing it. Not with these two teams right now. It's a high-ass total. These two coaches, if you're Quinn Snyder, if you're Billy Donovan, don't you have to fucking drill defense into your players' heads after a game like that? But do you trust either of these teams? to play consistently at that end of the basketball court. I don't. We'll see how this one plays out. Atlanta revenge. People will go to Atlanta in this game because they lost to Chicago the last game. I can't lay points with Atlanta right now. They haven't been great at home. They haven't been good as a home favorite the last several weeks as well. It's Chicago or nothing. I know the Bulls just beat them, but I'd take Chicago or nothing right here in this game and take the Bulls plus the points. I can't trust Atlanta laying points. I don't care about the revenge angle. Bulls are nothing for me. Wham, what do you think here? Chicago, Atlanta.
Now, here we go. This is where I'm glad it's just me and you, Babano, and it's not no one else here because I can ask you for your help. Montas Buzelis. Did I say that correctly for the Chicago?
You did. Yes. Yeah.
Buzelis, look, he had 28 points, 10 for 11 last game, 24 points, 9 for 15, 9, 9, and 10, and 16, 19, 14, 21. He just needs 14 today. We're going to go over 13.5 points for Montas. I think this is a super good game for us to go up and down the court. He already shown that he was one of those guys that was contributing in the transition for the Bulls. I like him in this spot, and I still do like Kevin Huerter over 1.5 threes. I'm not sure what you're getting at right now. Let me double check before I give you guys any stale information. No, you can't get anything good right there. So yeah, I think I like those two right there off the jump, but you can't get anything good. If you want to build a parlay around Kevin Huerter 1.5, then you can, but minus 160, I can get that out.
All right, we move to Denver, Dallas. This is NBC. NBA on NBC tonight. Denver, Dallas. We've got Denver, 6.5-point road favorites, 236.5, 237. Both of these teams played on back-to-back. So I'm holding off because I've got some weird vibes with this game. Jokic and Murray, are they for sure going to play for Denver? Is Flagg and AD for sure going to play for Dallas tonight on a back-to-back? Because keep in mind, AD, they're always leery of putting that guy in there on a back-to-back, and Cooper Flagg just came back from injury. Are they going to throw him in there on a back-to-back? So I don't want to be I lean Dallas, quite honestly. But I don't want to be in a situation right now where I'm betting Dallas, and then all of a sudden, out is Cooper Flagg and out is Anthony Davis right before tip-off, and I'm stuck there with a bad number on the Dallas Mavericks. I lean Dallas here. They've been a good home underdog lately, Dallas Mavericks. Detroit, I took Dallas as a home dog in that game. They beat the Pistons in that one. I lean Dallas, but I'm a little bit leery that they're going to pull the cord on Cooper Flagg and AD tonight, that maybe they don't play. They rest them for Christmas when they play Golden State. So, but I lean Dallas right here. I do like the points. I lean that way. I'm just waiting to make sure Flagg and AD are in before I bet them. Anything you like here, Wham Bam, with Nuggets Mavs?
Yeah, I was actually not looking at this game too much just because of the look ahead into Christmas. I didn't want to touch this game at all. So now that you say what you said, I do totally agree with you. I do want to wait and see if they're going to play, because if they do play those boys, this is a total different team, and that just shows just the seriousness about the Dallas Mavericks. So I think that if they're serious, they should play them, but they're not. They shouldn't. So, hey, it is what it is. But I'm going to pass on this game.
All right, nothing wrong with that. I will say this, too. If they're in, I'm on Dallas for sure. I'm betting Dallas the moment I hear they're in. Now, it looks like as of now, they're in, Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis. But I want to make sure that's the case, because I've seen this last-minute BS before where I think they're going to be in and they're not. But if they're in, give me Dallas here, plus the points. All right, New York, Minnesota. We've got Minnesota 7.5-point favorites, 229.5, 230 the total here in this game. The Knicks, no OG Anunoby, no Jalen Brunson, no Miles McBride, Yabusele, the Frenchman. He's not going to play either for the Knicks tonight. So a lot of absences. That's why the numbers ballooned up to 7.5 here on Minnesota. Only Joe Ingles and Jaden McDaniels out for Minnesota, and Ant-Man Anthony Edwards is in for the Timberwolves tonight. So, yeah, I mean, but I'm not laying it with Minnesota. You guys know, no way. I don't even care that there's so many New York Knicks players out, key players for them. They are a bad, miserable, rotten home favorite. They really have been. They've been terrible laying points at home. But I'm not backing the Knicks either with all these out. So if Skee's around, back with this motherfucker.
Is bad for your health.
Wham Bam.
Hey, keep that shit going. That was just a good synopsis. I don't want to fuck with none of these Christmas Day games. So this is another one. Back with this motherfucker.
Is bad for your health.
All right, Thunder and Spurs, one of the marquee games where they played a hell of a game head-to-head in the NBA Cup semifinals in Las Vegas, and now the rematch here in San Antonio. Thunder 7-point road favorites, 233 the total in this game. Wembanyama questionable. I mean, that's what we're hung up on here with this damn game. But he was at shoot-around this morning with the calf issue. And if he's at shoot-around, I'm going to read the tea leaves and think he's going to play here tonight for San Antonio in this game. For OKC, it's mostly Aaron Wiggins questionable, but they've got A.J. Mitchell, Nikola Topic, Jalen Williams out, but they got a lot of the key cogs are in, good to go. It's got SGA, Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. So they're going to have their starting five in place. Yeah, no freaking way I would fade the Thunder in a revenge spot like this. But the question is going to be, if Wembanyama's in, you're laying 7, and he's going to help them a lot on the defensive end of the basketball court. Make no mistake about it. And they need him against that good front court. They got multiple front court players you can throw at this Spurs team. Mm-hmm. But again, is it just as simple as, revenge for the Thunder? Let's lay it. I don't know. The Spurs I like this Spurs team, and it's one of these games that I'm more inclined to pass than just go ahead and lay it with OKC. I wouldn't bet against OKC in this spot, but I'm not rushing to take them either. So at the moment, I'm waiting to see if Wemby's in for sure. Thunder revenge, I'm kind of leery of going against that, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be on the Thunder. Maybe lean under here. Could see with Wembanyama's in, I like the under. If Wembanyama's out, the over probably might be the play. Really is that simple. What do you think here, Wham, with Thunder Spurs?
Yeah, man, this is a really, really good game for me. I at least I said, like I said the last game, I'm like, I'm not touching this game at all. But the boy Chet wasn't playing the last game. Now he's playing in this game. Ooh, I think he remembered that Victor kind of played him. He kind of hold him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like put him on his pockets, if you say. And that win was big for the Spurs. And I know I said I don't want to touch these Christmas games, but this is the game I gotta touch. And if Victor's in, I'm on Victor points and the Spurs money line. I think they beat him again. I think it's just a bad matchup. I think Victor really he neutralizes Chet to a point that Chet can't do nothing, and then the other guys that tries to help or at least try to get any type of paint production, they can't really do that. And they fouled the shit out of him the last game. I don't think they're going to be able to foul Victor like that this time. You know what I mean? So I really like the Spurs, especially if he plays. So, yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. We got to wait and see what's going on with him. But it does seem like they lining it up the way Chet is not on the injury report.
All right, Memphis and Utah. We've got Memphis 4-point road favorites, 242.5 the total here in this game. Grizzlies, they played last night and got blasted by this OKC Thunder team. And Utah, they got blasted by Denver. So both of these teams off ass kickings, blowout losses. Both are on a back-to-back here in this game. You got Memphis rolling in. Well, they had back-to-back losses after beating the Timberwolves and beating the Clippers in back-to-back road games. Memphis has been a pretty good road underdog lately. They have been. They've covered 3 of the last 4 as a road dog, but now they're laying points on the road. That's a bit of a different animal, all things considered. This number's pushed up because they're reacting to no Lauri Markkanen once again for Utah, and that is a big absence. No George Niang and no Yusuf Nurkic either for Memphis. It looks like Cedric Coward's a questionable for tonight. Still no Zach Edey, so still no Ty Jerome, still no John Morant for Memphis. Give me Utah here now that this number's climbed a bit. I like Utah here. 4.5, home dog. They're a good home team. I don't trust Memphis back-to-back, laying points on the road. Utah for me. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, now you say that, I always try to look into, like, what's the other side of it and try to be objective. Maybe Ace Bailey goes off here, 13.5 points. I think I do like Ace Bailey here. This is one of those games where I can see him looking into playing her up. I wanted to go ahead and take Cedric Coward, though. I was able to get him last night live at 12.5. He ended up like almost 18, 19 points or something like that. So I think he's going to be if he's in the lineup, he's going to help Memphis. If he's not in the lineup, it's going to be a trouble because they need somebody with that type of physical presence for the Memphis Grizzlies since they don't have Bane no more. So I like that side of the Jazz, like you said. So I think I am going to play a little bit of that Ace Bailey.
All right, Lakers and Suns. We've got Phoenix 4.5 point home favorites, 228 being the total in this game. This is a tricky one, at least for me it was, because I like this Phoenix team on their home floor. They're a good home team. You know, they played some good basketball here at home. They beat Golden State at home. They've got a winning home record, 9-5. They're off a loss in the rematch to the Warriors. Both of these teams haven't played since Saturday. The Lakers got blown out by the Clippers. That's a bad one for the Lakers, losing 103-88 to the struggling Los Angeles Clippers. So both teams looking to bounce back. You look at these teams, they've played each other twice already. Suns won in LA, 125-108, but the Lakers got them back here in Phoenix, but they only won that game by 2 right at the end, 116-114 going into this game. So we'll see how it plays out. Phoenix laying 4 in this spot. You know, you look at the situation. I don't feel like I fully trust the Suns to, laying more than a bucket. If it was closer to money line, I'd maybe like Phoenix a bit. Doncic is out for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent also out for the LA Lakers. I just don't know if I want to lay 4. I could only back Phoenix. I like Phoenix at home. I back Phoenix a lot at home, but in this spot, I'm not sure I will. At the moment, there's no bet for me here. Wham, what do you think? Lakers, Suns.
Yeah, man. So this is where I put my hater hat on, y'all. I just said I'm not touching none of these Christmas games, but I looked at this game, man. This game I definitely knew. After LeBron said, "Oh, he doesn't even want to play Christmas," what make y'all think he want to play right before Christmas? You know what I'm saying? Like, what make y'all think he want to play right before Christmas? He's trying to get on the next plane back to his family after this game. No Luka. No, luckily Austin Reeves is here. Man, luckily Austin Reeves is here. He could take over the show, because if not, he going to look at the layup boy coming back with no revenge in his heart against his old team. It's going to be looking bad for them. So I think the Lakers definitely get smacked up here. I haven't bet this game at all, but I really think that the Lakers get smacked up. I really want to jump and take Mark Williams over 11.5 points. I need to look into that a little bit more. But that's the only thing I have, like, in any type of like I need to see what's going on with this game. After LeBron said that, I don't think these guys are going to come with that type of intensity here. We know they're going to give up offense. They're not going to have a good defense here at all with the Lakers. So are they going to be able to score? No Luka, and maybe a person that's not really trying to be out there? Nah, I like the Suns.
All right, Orlando and Portland. We've got Orlando 1.5 point road favorites, 231.5 the total here in this game. We talked about Portland yesterday against, and look, they didn't give up. Portland, give them credit. They were down against the Pistons, but they battled back. They took the lead, and then all of a sudden, the fourth quarter, they let it get away. And unfortunate, because I took a small piece of Portland plus 6.5. We were worried on the show yesterday that Jeremy Grant was ruled out, and they kind of missed his offense down the stretch. They just went quiet. They just went in a drought offensively, and Detroit pulled away and won by 8. Detroit narrowly got the point spread cover. Still a pretty good effort, and I still don't love betting against Portland as a home dog. They've been pretty good in this spot. And yeah, that's it for me with Orlando. Bad call on my part there with Orlando last. Well, I got 3 decent quarters out of them, but boy, they got blown out in the fourth quarter. Golden State ran away with it late and turned it into a double-digit win. Good call by Skee and WAM yesterday. They like the Warriors in that game. We'll see if Orlando can bounce back, but I'm not betting Orlando again, laying points on the road after what I saw yesterday. They are still without, it looks like Goja Bitadze is questionable, Tristan Da Silva questionable, Jonathan Isaac questionable, Colin Castleton out, Jalen Suggs out, Mo Wagner out, Franz Wagner out. So, again, a lot of issues for Orlando. Tyus Jones, Anthony Black, Desmond Bane, Banchero, and Wendell Clark going to be their starting 5. But, again, it's not as good a Portland team missing Jeremy Grant. They missed him last night. Denny Althea, Shaden Sharp, Tumani Kamara, Chris Murray, and Donovan Clingan expected to be their starting 5. It's a lean to Portland here, but I don't know if I'm excited to back either of these teams in this spot, but if I had to make a choice, it would be Portland for me. No bet, but I lean Portland. Wham, what do you think here? Magic Blazers.
Yeah, we're going to keep this one short and sweet. We're going to back with the bad boys right here. So if my boy Skee back there, hit the button, please.
Is bad for your health.
All right, pretty good. 30 minutes, and we got 2 games left on this crazy, huge slate. Detroit, Sacramento. Detroit, 9-point favorites, 227.5 the total. Back-to-back spot for the Pistons. Rest advantage for Sacramento, and what a win for Sacramento. 125-124 against Houston. What a victory against the Rockets as 10.5-point dogs. They've actually covered 3 in a row, this Sacramento team. Detroit here on the back-to-back. We'll see who's in the lineup. Right now, they've got Cade, Duncan Robinson, Osar Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren are all out, or all in, I should say. LeVert questionable for Sacramento. It looks like Devin Carter's doubtful, Drew Eubanks out, Zach LaVine out, and Domantas Sabonis out for the Sacramento Kings. It is rest advantage here for the Sacramento Kings. Detroit laying 8.5. I don't think I can get there to lay 8.5 on the road in a back-to-back spot. And it is worth noting here with these two teams, the last 2 meetings between them, last year in Sacramento, the 2 meetings, Detroit won by just 1 point here in Sacramento. And then Sacramento beat them in Detroit outright as an underdog. So Sacramento's matched up pretty well with Detroit. I'd probably lean Kings here. It's definitely a better spot for them, but I'm going to leave it alone. I don't know. There's something about Sacramento. I don't trust them off beating a team like Houston. You know what I mean? That's a big win. Bad teams off big wins. You know how many times I've seen them just get their doors blown off the very next game after getting a shocking win? I worry that happens for Sacramento here, but they do have the rest advantage. So it's a lean Kings. I don't trust them enough. Wham, what do you think? Detroit, Sacktown.
Very, very interesting breakdown right there. I totally agree with a lot that you said right there. I can't really trust a bad team. I like a Pookie Piper at that, bro. Like somebody that's lighting the beam when they win. You know what I'm saying? So we knew they was hitting the pipe when they win. It's hard to trust them after that. It's hard for me to even go and say this is right too. A 9-point off of back-to-back. I don't really want to trust the OKC of the East Pistons either. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they are capable of doing this for sure, but like you said, bro, it's hard for me to trust. This is exotic as a backwood, I want to say, just because if it was any other team, if this was the Grizzlies in this spot, if this was another bad team in this spot, I probably would be able to trust them. Just because it is the Pookie Pipers, it's hard for me to do it. So, but I agree. I think the 9 points, I can see myself, if I have a rock star day, I can see myself playing this 9 with the Kings just by myself, not telling nobody.
Yeah, you wouldn't want anyone to know you're betting the Sacramento Kings. I get it. And you're right. There's going to be some matchup issues. You're right. Is there going to be someone that can be a stopper for the Sacramento defensively? They're not a good defensive team anyway, to be a stopper for Cade if Cade plays, and it looks like as of now Cade's playing. So that is definitely the concern that I've got there. All right, our last game of the Tuesday slate, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Clippers. Houston 7.5, 8-point road favorites. 219 the total in this game. NBC late night action. Lay those points with the Houston Rockets. I did 7.5, 8. I think it's a great bounce back spot. We like the best teams in the NBA, the better teams in the NBA off a bad loss like Houston, and I think they respond here. Although I will say Houston, the last 6 games, they're 2-4. They haven't played great. They lost to Dallas on the road, New Orleans on the road, Denver on the road, Sacramento on the road is a 10.5-point favorite. Like, they're not playing great basketball right now, Houston, but I think they do tonight. And meanwhile, the Clippers, it looks like Zubac's out tonight. That's huge. That's a big deal. I mean, Şengün props make a ton of sense for me tonight. I left my wallet in El Şengundo here for the Houston Rockets tonight. I think he's going to have a big night. It looks like Van Vliet, Finney Smith still out for Houston. But here's the thing with the Clippers. They stunned the LA Lakers, their crosstown rivals, on Saturday, 103-88. That's their little fucking NBA Cup right there for the Clippers. That's their little NBA Cup. You got your nice win against the Lakers. You're not doing anything this year. You're a miserable team. You're 7-21. You're not going anywhere. That's your win. you're going to fall flat on your face tonight. That's the way I see it here for the LA Clippers. And by the way, the Clippers off a win this year, 1-5 against the spread off a win. So that tells you all you need to know. When they've won a basketball game, which hasn't happened very often this year, they have not played well the very next game. And I don't think they're going to play well tonight. If Houston's into this game, dialed in, they're going to romp, and they're going to win by double digits. I'm laying it with Houston. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I gotta go right there with you on that, bro. There's no other way around it. I think the Clippers have been pretty good in the first quarter. The Clippers are 9-1 ATS in the first quarter recently. That's probably the closest thing that I've seen that's like, good towards them. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the Rockets are gonna little brother these guys. And this is where James Harden probably should finish his career. He probably should go back to the Rockets. It's just unfortunate that he'll be an all-star. He'll be all-star this year, James Harden, and he won't be able to get no love really after that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to that. I agree with everything you said, but man, I can't believe we did this in 35 minutes, man.
I know. Rapid fire. We said to get. Let's give it up for Wham especially, and both of us. But I mean, my goodness, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games in 36 minutes. How about that?
Not even that many backwoods either, bro.
I know. Like I said, we gave you good stuff on every. It's not like we backwood 13 games. We gave you something pretty good on all 13 games for the most part. So there you go. Rapid fire. I like Rockets first half too. You know what I did as well? I did double. I did Rockets full game. I did Rockets double result at Bet365.
Okay.
I've talked about that a lot. You can get Houston double result like -120. Very good price. Lead at half and win the game. That one I like too. Houston double result. It's become one of my favorite bets, that double result bet. Love it. Lead at half, win the game. Where you don't have to worry about laying the 8.
Yeah.
All you got to do is lead the game at halftime and win the game, and you cash your ticket. I love that bet.
I love
Houston
that.
double result. Yeah, no question. Thanks to everybody. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. We're back tomorrow. Make sure you're here. We do have a Christmas Eve NBA OG Crew show tomorrow to talk Christmas Day NBA tomorrow. So make sure you join us same time as always. But before we wrap it up, we got to get to best bets. Wham Bam, we'll start with you. What do you got for best bet?
Best bet. We're going to go to the highest scoring total of the day. We expect there to be points, and I'm going to tell y'all I expect there to be points as well. We're going to go to Montas Buzelis over 12.5. We're going to go 13. I'm sorry. I had 13. 13.5 points. Montas Buzelis, 13.5 points for my boy right there. And then we'll kick it off to my dog, Babano. Go ahead, bro.
All right, best bet. I'm giving you 2 best bets. Don't do this very often, but I can't decide between them, and it is Christmas, right? And we're not going to have a show on Thursday this week, so I'll give you 2 to make up for not having a show on Thursday, because I like both of these. They're very strong bets. They're my 2 top plays on the card, and I like them both. 1 dog, 1 favorite. The dog is New Orleans, plus 9.5 against Cleveland. We're going to keep fading the Cavaliers. 0-6 run ATS. Pelicans, just too many points being offered. New Orleans plus 9.5 against Cleveland. My other best bet is the last game we talked about. Give me those Houston Rockets, -7.5 against the LA Clippers. I don't trust the Clippers off a win. 1-5 ATS. They're in 6 games after a win this year. Rockets after a terrible loss to Sacramento. I think they come out and they roll the LA Clippers in LA tonight. So Houston -7.5 against the LA Clippers for my second best bet. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready? It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it.
You're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready?
Here we go.